Hello everyone. We're going to be working on 1.3 part 4. This is our second video. And I have right up here is this is what you made, but this is what we will be making. It's a case for holding screwdrivers. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be very complicated. So I'm actually going to cut this video into two parts so we can take a little breather in between. Alright, let's open up Fusion. Make sure that you are in 1.3 part 4, which we are. So that's good. If you're not, make sure you're in there. And I'm just going to save this before I even get started. Screwdriver holder. I don't want to lose it. Alright, let's begin by creating a new sketch. And this time I'm going to create it on the bottom plane right here. And it has a pentagon at the bottom. So I'm going to use an uncircumscribed polygon. And we're going to make this a 2-inch, it's called an apothem for those of you that are geometry nerds like me, but we'll call it a diameter in this case also because it's circumscribed. And as you move this, you can see it tilts. What I really want us to do is try to get this as close to horizontal on the bottom as possible. And we're going to use the horizontal constraint just to make sure it stays, and now it's all black so we know we're all done. Okay, finish sketch. And we are going to extrude this 0.25 inches, but before you press OK, we're going to change this angle negative 45 degrees. So we put a nice little angle on it because that's what it appears to have. Then press OK. Now what I'd like us to do is click on this and then choose Create Sketch. And once that's created, I want you to hit Create, Project Include, and we're going to choose Project because I need this design to be what I'm kind of sketching from. So press OK, and you can see this pentagon is in like purple. That means it's projected on up. So press Finish Sketch. Now I'm going to extrude. And I'm just going to type these in. I want to go a distance of 1.5 inches. And I want my taper angle to be negative 5 degrees because it's not straight up. A lot of things for looks have a slight angle to them. And press OK. So what we need to do now is actually called lofting. So we're going to zoom out just a little bit and kind of go down. This is tricky. So you're going to go to Construct and choose Offset Plane and choose this top area and kind of orbit a little bit so you can see how I'm moving this up and down. I want this distance to be 0.5. Alright, so I'm just going to go up a ½ inch and press OK. So now I've got this plane that's hovering above. So I'm going to hit Create Sketch, and I'm actually going to choose that new created plane. Go back up to Create, and I want you to choose Project Include and Project, and this time choose the smallest pentagon and press OK. And this really is much clearer now. You can see when I project it, that's now on this new plane, which had nothing on it before. So it saves you that time when you didn't have to draw, if you didn't, redraw everything. All right. I'm going to turn on this construction line. And what I want us to do is, let's look at it from the top view. And this is, again, this is really tricky. So we have our construction line on. We've chose line. Make sure this is on. Drag across the bottom until you find the midpoint. Click once and choose the opposite vertex. This should be dashed. That's how you know you did it right. With each of these, I'm going to go along the edge till I hit this spot where I get the light blue triangle. And I'm going to go to the opposite vertex. Midpoint, opposite vertex. Keep doing this. Midpoint, opposite vertex. There's one more. Midpoint, opposite vertex. Then I'm going to turn this construction off. So the next thing I'm going to make is not just for show, it's for real. So you're going to choose the center circle, and our center point is where they all intersect, and I want this to be 2.5 inches. Alright, and now we can finish sketch. And hover over the view cube and hit the home. So we're going to do a really neat trick. So I'm going to hit what's called create a loft. And my first feature is going to be this bottom, or the top of this bottom section. And my second feature is going to be that new circle we created. And you see it connects them nice and smooth all the way through. So press OK. And choose the top circle and press extrude. And I want to extrude this 1.5 inches. But again, nothing is perpendicular in this for looks. That has a -5 degree taper angle. Press OK. And what I want to do now is put a nice little fillet on the edge. And 0.0625. It is a very small rounded fillet. All right. So this is going to be a lesson on the shell. So this is a really cool looking item. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. But if I choose the shell item and I click the bottom and I go 0.1, I know that this is a hollow piece. I've looked at it before. But the problem is when I hollow it out too soon, I've got nowhere to put the screwdrivers, and you'll see in a little bit what I mean. So what I'd like us to do, I know it's been a lot of all that hard work, right click on your shell on the timeline and press delete. And this is just a reminder that if you want to remove something, remove it from that timeline. All right, so what I'd like us to do, we're going to look at the bottom. So let's orbit this to look at the bottom. And we're going to choose extrude, and I want you to choose that bottom piece. And I want us to bring this out 0.125. And for degrees, I want to put it at a +3 degree angle. Press OK. Now, we had a bunch of holes on the top. Just as a reminder, that's where you put the screwdrivers. It'd be really great to use the hole function, except this one, like all the other stuff here, is not perpendicular. It's on an angle, so we can't use the hole function, which is certainly irritating, but great for teaching you a lesson. So hit create sketch and choose this top circle. And I'd like us to, what we're going to do is put a circle right in the center here and make this a diameter of 0.5 inches and press finish sketch. Then we're going to extrude cut this down, and I'm going to make it -2 inches. And it, like I said, it's on a slight degree, so there's a -2 degree taper, and that's why we can't use the hole function. Well, it looks really cool. Okay, so our goal now is to get spots. If you remember, there's 5 that go around this original shape, so that's what we're going to make. So click on this top piece so it's blue, and we're going to create a sketch right there on that. So turn on your construction line. We're going to make another center, and this is going to have a diameter of 1.5 inches. Okay, so let's turn the construction line off, and I want you to draw a circle, and I want you to put the center of the circle somewhere on this construction line, doesn't matter where, and we're going to make the diameter 0.25 inches. And now what I want us to do is use the horizontal vertical constraints to align that with the origin. And now as you see, the circle's black, meaning it's fully constrained. Let's finish sketch. So I'm going to do an extrude of just that one piece. This time my distance is going to be a little bit less, negative 1.5. And again, it's got this little taper of negative 2 degrees. All right, last time we did our patterns in the sketch. This time we're going to do our patterns in the actual features. So go to Create, and then go to Pattern, Circular Pattern. So one of the first things that you're going to do is make sure that our pattern is showing features. So once you've done that, your object is that hole. Our axis is going to be this circle. And we're going to make this 5 of them. So it should be circular, features, one object, one axis, full, quantity 5. If you have all of those, press OK. Now orbit and do the shell. And our thickness is going to be 0.1. Okay. And press OK. And you can see, if you're looking underneath, you've got these, that's where the screwdrivers are going to settle. So what we're going to do now is put your name on it somewhere. So create a sketch on the top and create text and just draw a text box. Make this height 0.125 and don't write the words your name, just actually put your name in there. And then once you've made it, you can move it however you want. And I'd like us to extrude your name 0.1 inches. And again, don't write your name as a quote, actually put your name on there. Okay, so now it's time to start taking some pictures. So you can either hit the screenshot or you can hit Windows Shift S. So this will be 1. This will be our angle from the top. And by the way, I'm going to save this right now. Now I want you to orbit. And let's take a screenshot kind of angled from the bottom. And then we're going to do a sectional analysis, so hit the home button. And if you forgot how to do that, you go to Inspect, Section Analysis, and I want you to choose this plane right here. Make sure you can see the hatched cross sections and some of the stuff in the background. Okay. Then the second thing is we're going to go back and open the Inspect Measure tool, and you're going to answer 3 questions. So I'm going to turn the sectional analysis off. You're going to choose Inspect Measure, and I want you to measure this, the top circle, and this kind of arc where it met before. And so we have some questions like how far apart are they? The distance between the two is 1.5 inches. So you would go back over here and you would type in that answer. What's the diameter of section 1? Well, you go to section 1, the diameter, right there. So you would put this number in here. And then finally, what's the diameter of section 2? And that's down here, section 2, and same thing. So I'm going to save this one more time. And I hope this video helped.